Hey everyone, it's John from Tweepsmap, and by now you probably know I spend a lot of time experimenting on Twitter and writing content for different platforms. And the one thing everybody hates is when you write content that nobody responds to, it feels like you're not giving the most value you can, and it feels like your audience just doesn't care. But what I learned practicing these two things, writing content everywhere and hanging out on Twitter, is that there's one thing they have in common, and that's expert writing techniques. So we're going to show you just how you do that by breaking it down step by step and giving you some examples as well as some tools you can use to do it even better. This is how you grow your audience naturally, just by communicating what you want to say better. You do not have to work harder, you just have to communicate it in a better way. So let's break it down right now. We're going to learn how we create a conversation on Twitter. First, we need to ask questions and ask questions genuinely. We don't want to ask any questions that are irrelevant to our audience. You really want to be genuine and want to know what your audience is talking about. So whenever you say stuff, turn it into a question and you'll have more engagement that way. And the reason why we're trying to create a conversation on Twitter is because what do social media platforms want? They want people to engage with the platform. They want people using the platform. And the best way to keep people on the platform is to have them talk with each other. So this is why controversy does well, because people are arguing, people are talking with each other. So the main point here is that we're going to aim to create conversations on Twitter. So here's how we do that. We're going to write short and scannable tweets that get to the point. So for example, if you write a tweet that's less than 100 characters, it gets 17% more engagement just because it's short. Here's a couple examples of keeping it short. You can say something like, describe your niche in 3 words. That way you're keeping it short, it's simple, it's a bit of a game, and you're inviting your users to come to the comments and reply what they think. Then you can ask more questions, you can comment on them, and that's how you keep the conversation going. You could also say something simple like a quick tip that's like, marketing is not selling. Just a reminder. It's very genuine. You're not selling anything. You're just tweeting. You're having a conversation. Next, we can inspire people and ask questions. Ask for their opinions. Be really genuine once again and inspire them to reply in the replies below. So you can say something like, what's the best business book you've ever read? Let me know below. Or you can ask a question and say, I'll go first. And it invites people to keep the conversation going. Would you rather is really good as well because it's just like asking a poll, but instead of people answering the poll, they go to the replies, they write something, and then once you reply and keep the conversation going, Twitter's going to reward you with that because it sees your tweet as something doing well because everyone's talking in it and they're engaging with that tweet. So this is how we can just write better and have better engagement on Twitter and be rewarded by their platform as well. The next thing you can do is critical, and that's posting when your audience is actually online. It's really hard to do because 6,000 tweets get posted every single second on Twitter. Now, Tweepsmap tool is great for this because it uses AI to look at your audience and it tells you when you should post and even posting automatically at your peak activity times for your audience. So every time you write something, you don't want it to go to waste. You want it to be seen by the most of your audience as possible, and this does that every single time. So check it out with the link in the description below, and let's keep moving here. So let's write active and focused. Keep it to one idea and don't use more than 2 hashtags. That's not going to get you more engagement, and in fact, you're going to get a boost of engagement if you use less hashtags. And we're going to spark emotions. Here's a great example. Bad marketing copy, this is what I do, this is what it does. Good marketing copy, this is what you're facing, this is what your new life looks like with this product. So here it's simple, it's to the point, it's 2 lists, it's good or bad, you understand the concept easily, and it's helpful as well. Plus, it makes you feel something. So either you learned from this, or you know that this person is trying to help you market better. This is a great way to spark emotions, but we're going to keep talking about that here. So next we can quote amazing people. Quotes are so powerful because they can resonate with your audience, but also have them visualize something as well. So life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Quotes are super inspirational and they can inspire people in different ways as well. And if they resonate with you, they're probably going to resonate with your audience too. So if you want some quotes that's relevant to your niche and to be posted automatically, I'll show you just how to do that in the top right corner or the description below. But let's keep going here. So think like your audience, make audience personas, and know what they're talking about and how they're feeling at any moment. The only way to stay super relevant with your audience is knowing their demographics, making these personas, and targeting them by joining their conversation and being at the same sentiment. So click the link in the description below, and in our blog I show you that this is possible as well. Now we got to write captivating content. We got to pull them in. We need to hook our audiences. And this is where all this content writing comes from. How to hook your people so they stay retained into the information and they stay to the end. Either that's a blog, a YouTube video, or just your tweet, right? This is the most important trick you can use, is write replies with purpose. You want to be replying on larger accounts, commenting on their tweets, and adding value. You don't want to just comment to comment. If you add value on theirs, people will like the tweet, they'll go into the comments, they know what they're enjoying, and if you give that value to, you add more value to that tweet, then they're going to probably follow you as well because you're helping them out too. So when I learned how to write strategically and engaging with people like this is when I noticed that I was growing my account that much faster. It's very important to have an engagement dashboard that gives you the metrics you need to make these strategic decisions and move forward, knowing that you're doing the right things and you're cutting out the stuff that's not working. This engagement dashboard gives me everything I need to know, and recently it has updates that you can home in on specific campaigns. So if I'm talking about a specific topic, and I can filter that and know if this is what my audience really wants compared to everything else. So this engagement dashboard goes as deep as possible to give you the insights relevant to whatever you're doing. It's going to work with you, not just for you. We talked about how we can create conversations and write better on Twitter, but really, what does it mean to have a good hook? We need to capture attention. This is all we have been doing, but also have high appeal as well. So you capture attention, you have something that's very appealing, and this is how you can retain your audience. Here's an example of a thread that hooks you very well. Career advice comes easy, but not everything's worth your time. Here's a list of 20 threads with career advice worth reading twice. So you're already hooked by career advice. We want to know that, but you're right. We don't have all day. We can't spend time, reading all this. So here's 20 threads. That's huge value, but it's also worth reading twice. So here's the high appeal. Someone put in the research to cut out the crap, and they're telling you, this is the career advice that you want. Not everything's worth your time, so you should read my thread because I spent the time so you don't waste your time. That's how I was caught into this tweet, and I added it here because it captures your attention and it has high appeal. Blogs do this really well. You have to hook people to read the whole blog, especially, people are just trying to find a quick answer online. So here's 3 ways that you can engage your audience by writing better and hooking people just like they do with blogs. And you can use this with your tweets and any platform, really. You can start with a story. Humans love stories. There's nothing more personable than a human struggle. So that's the hero's journey. There's a problem, you learned something, and when you came over that defeat, now you want to share that information. And funny thing, this is what I used at the start of this video, is telling you the story of how I learned this and why I want to share it with you. So I hope you were hooked at the start of this video. You could also make a desire for your audience that they might not know they have. And this is easy with visualization. You visualize something like a life that they could have if they learn how to write better to grow naturally on Twitter, for example. So this is the big promise in your headline. And it should be around a pain point, something that they're struggling with. So they'll see it right away. They'll go, that's for me because I'm struggling with this thing. And this is what I can learn, is reading that person's blog. So that's how you hook them in. Lastly, ask a question. We've been saying this the whole time. Get them thinking about a problem. Get them thinking about what's causing them that pain, and that's how you can hook them in as well, is by answering that question. You You can answer it in your tweet, in your blog, in your YouTube video, but this is 3 ways you can hook people in. So if you'd like to learn more ways you can hook your audience, click the blog linked in the description below, where I give you way more detail, more examples, and more tactics you can use to grow naturally just by learning how to write better. So that's what we did today. Write compelling content, engage with others. We're going to hook our readers by writing strategically, and we're going to measure our progress and engage with AI tools that can help us do this much faster. Everything is linked in the description below, and if you found this helpful, give it a like. Let me know below what you're going to use first to grow your audience. I'd love to know this, and it helps me make better content that you really want to have. So thanks again for your time, and I hope you all have an amazing week.